welcome to another Sketch to Scrapbook page. I'm Shimelle Laine, and today I'm continuing this little series of sketches that include one 4x6 photo and a square photo, or in this case it's one of each, but all sketches that mix photos that come from a camera that's probably not your phone and square images that might come from your phone, or you can crop them from either kind of camera. So I'm using my supplies from the June Best of Both Worlds kit for this particular sketch, and starting with this background paper that has cloud-shaped doilies on a blue grid background. That's from the Pier by Crate Paper. And I have a 4x6 photo and a square 4x4 photo from the same event, and the lighting at this event was so that all my photos are quite white in the background, a lot of white light going on. So I'm going to go ahead and play up lots of bright colors, since I have that white frame there and a lot of white here too, bordered by the black. So I'm looking at this sketch, and I have lots of different blocks of paper behind the photo, and then journaling that starts at the top, goes through the middle, and then below the photo, with lots of this pattern showing, which is why I chose this particular pattern. I knew I wanted to use this pattern in a design that would let the design show, in a page design that would let the paper design show, if that makes sense. I wanted to make sure that some of those pretty clouds were still visible. And these were house-shaped cakes that we decorated, so it seemed apt that the houses could have, you know, a blue sky background with plenty of fluffy little clouds. So it's not meant to be literal, but a nice little mix. To that, I think I will go with these two colors in the boxes around the back, and one of these is pink. This is from Find Your Wings and Fly, and one in turquoise from Here and Now. So this is Echo Park and My Mind's Eye. And I'm going to start with those two and cut them to be the sizes behind here, and then also mix in maybe a 3x4 card in the middle. The photos are from an evening at the Cath Kidston headquarters, and if you know Cath Kidston designs, they're all very floral. So I had a look through the different elements in the kit, and this one I think might work as a little floral print that could go in between here, but I'm not completely convinced because it may be too much that I can't quite make it work in between. But I'm going to try to put some floral that would be in the right sort of vein for Cath Kidston somewhere on the page. It turns out that with that in place and these at the full 4x6 and 4x4 size, I don't really have enough room to add something in the middle without it getting a little bit too crowded. So instead, I'm going to use two cards and place them behind this photo together. But the photo is going to be a bit longer than the block, so that there's only going to be a little bit of this floral that's going to show around the corner. So it might be useful to have a little bit more of that spare for later. So I'm going to cut away this part of the card. And it may be that I don't have a use for it later, but if I do, then at least I won't have to take the whole page apart to find it and have a little bit more of that print. And this particular card is from the Simple Stories Snap little tablet of 3x4 cards, and then this one is from the Cut Apart sheet by Simple Stories. So that looks a bit of a mess underneath the photo, but once the photo is on top, it just looks like more layers of paper. And then I have this little bit to perhaps bring in later if I want that pattern to appear somewhere else on the page. So from here, I'm not going to have room to include the writing here unless I put it on top of the photo. If there were just a little bit more space in this photo, then I probably would write it in the middle here. But instead, I'm going to try writing it above and below the title, and hopefully that will give me enough room. I do need to go ahead and get my title in place there, and then the embellishment is going to go in this it's a triangle along the rectangle. So starting down here, going up here, and over to this corner here. This ended up being plenty of room for my journaling. I just extended the writing further down the page than on the original sketch. And I added the title in a really simple font. That's the yellow letter stickers from the I Heart Summer Simple Stories sticker sheet, which has plenty of alphabet options. But I liked the idea of just keeping that title really simple and easy to read, even though it's in a smaller font than I would normally use for a title. I tend to use this size for a subtitle and use some really big letters, but I like the detail of the smaller, simple letters here. Now I'm ready for those 3 spots of embellishment, and I noticed that on this sticker sheet there is a tab here that has that same floral as the die cut card, so I'm going to use that in one of these spots, and I'm just trying to figure out what would be the best one. It seems to be best to fit it up here, but then I'm going to have the 2 florals right next to each other. So maybe the best bet would be to run it along this side of the photo here, and then the embellishment that's placed in this corner on the sketch can go over the top of that floral piece there, and then maybe I will use this bit of floral for the embellishment over here, and then I also have a little triangle there of the floral appearing in 3 different places. So I can look on this sheet as well for a few more pieces that would make nice little embellishments, and maybe stick some pop dots on the back of those and be able to move them around the page to find where they will look best. So in those 3 different spots, I've added some flat stickers, and I used the same sort of little phrase stickers that are all from the Simple Story sheet. Then there's something floral, so there's the floral piece here, there's the floral tab here, and a little heart punch from that extra piece that I'd cut away at the beginning. And then took 1 sticker from the sheet and placed it on a pop dot. So I have a little tab here, this little tag, and the little floral one. Then this one was just a blue circle, so from the Find Your Wings sticker sheet, there's a little red heart that happens to fit right inside. So really, really simple little groupings of embellishments with just some layered stickers. And then to finish it, I'm going to add some stamped words with the Love This stamp from the Alison Kreft stamp set and some turquoise ink. So just make sure that I've got it the right way up, and I want to add one up here by the date, and then I think one down at the bottom of the journaling. And I think for this particular page, I'm going to call that done. If you wanted to dress this up even more, I would suggest then going to those 2 spots and adding a little bit of something extra, some stitching, some thread, or some little enamel dots or gems. But I know that I do tend to go over those same embellishment steps on almost every page. So for this one, I'm going to leave it a little bit simpler and stop there and not add dots and gems on this particular page. Now you can head over to Shimelle.com. You can find this sketch along with plenty of others. You can save it and print it out, or look at it on your phone or computer, whatever you happen to do when you scrapbook. But you'll find the sketch there. You'll also find another interpretation of the sketch, so you can see at least 2 different versions of the same, different pages from the same starting sketch. I'd love to see what you create when you start with that sketch, so please do share it with us, and I look forward to scrapping with you soon. Thanks so much for watching.